I'm John Terode, and you're watching Joburg Today.
Hello Joburgers, welcome to Joburg Today, and I'm your host, Raymond Maruku. Whether it's served in your favorite mug or picked up for life on the go, coffee is that deliciously bittersweet beverage most of us depend on to fuel our day. The coffee industry is booming, and today we chat to Marlies Swart of Yield Coffee to hear a bit more about her journey as a coffee shop owner.
If coffee is a part of your lifestyle and you're based in the Linden area, why not check out Yield for your daily morning fix?
Yield is a nice little vibey coffee shop where you can either take something to go or sit down and just have a nice coffee with someone. I love the idea of a nice little bustling coffee shop and people grab a coffee on the go. It's just always been dear to me.
Just like any other restaurant, Yield Coffee also has its own signature coffee known as the Swartskap.
The Swartskap is a quirky play on a few things. It refers to my surname. My surname is Swart. I'm also the second child in my family, so I'm a little bit of a black sheep. So I decided to use that in one of my drinks. What it is basically is a double espresso that we serve with some pouring cream. We serve it in a little glass cup, so it makes nice layers, and it's got this little white dot on top. So it's just a fun little drink. People absolutely love it. I come from a financial banking corporate background. So this is our first entrepreneurial move. I struggled a bit to find relevant information to really help me understand operational processes and also how to financially plan for the business in those first few months. I think it's quite different to what you expect, and I think I struggled to find enough information about that. That probably could have helped me.
Although planning and research are important, the location, experience and vibe are other factors to consider when starting up a business.
Just the experience of the people coming in here and the acceptance of the community and the support of the business, it's just been absolutely phenomenal. I think Linden is booming at the moment. I think Linden is the it spot right now. I think there's so much potential. It's an older neighborhood, and I don't think it's had the attention that it should have had, as many of the other suburbs have. I mean, we have made friends and we've met fellow business people in Linden, and it's just been really, really nice. And the feedback that we are getting on a daily basis is just absolutely awesome.
I'm Dimin Klapo for Joburg Today.
I'm Bryce Nicholson, and you're watching Joburg Today.
What are you waiting for? Do join our social media platforms for a real conversation. Follow us on Twitter, that's at Joburg Today, and like our Facebook page, that's joburgtoday.tv. The creative industry has just expanded with the addition of an ambitious local player taking on the continent. Noshina chats is one of the founders of this specific movement.
Shukri, it's wonderful to meet you, a man with a passion for Africa. You qualified as a lawyer but never took up the profession. You went straight into business. So tell us about this company you've created, Fort.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It started 10 years ago now. My business partner and I met at university, and we needed to pay off our student loans, and we sort of started a business, and we didn't realize that 10 years later we'd still be doing it.
So it kind of grew on you, right?
It did grow on us, yeah. And so we've paid back our student loans, and now we have all kinds of new loans to pay. But things evolve and things have changed, and we are really passionate about what we do now. Yeah.
Tell us what you do.
So we are a creative content and production agency, and so we work predominantly sort of in the media advertising industry. Telling great brand stories, advertising campaigns, and working, doing lots of sort of branded content.
So you're in the business.
We're in the business for sure. Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Now you are starting this new movement in Africa. Can be perceived as a bit revolutionary, but very inspiring. It's about opening up Africa's creative economy, decolonizing it, as you say.
Yeah, I think some of these words can be quite loaded, and so I'm mindful of the sort of language that we use in and around this. I think we want to create a consciousness around ownership within the creative economy in South Africa and Africa as a whole. And I think Fort has an opportunity to be a world-class creative agency with its headquarters in Johannesburg, South Africa, and then let that be the hub for the network that grows into the rest of Africa. And what we're really saying is that let's not only be proud of who we are, but let's also think about the ownership and and taking ownership of what we do within this creative economy. And so what we're saying to brands and people in thinking about who you work with, make sure that the empowerment of that really filters down to everybody else. And so it's as much about a consciousness, but then I think we're also setting the example of creating a more shared prosperity model around the way we think about our ownership structure.
What do you make of the current creative potential in Africa right now to carry out this vision?
I think there's great potential. I think we call ourselves storytellers for a connected world. The world has never been as connected as it is now, and I think we know that we tell great stories, and I think it's our responsibility to tell those stories ourselves. And we're just excited that we can sort of band together and sort of rally with our partners in East Africa and West Africa to build a network where we can start creating a new vision and a new agenda and dictating our own voice within Africa.
I want to talk about this event launch. Tell us more about that.
So what we're doing, we're asking all our friends and family and media to bear witness to the fact that we're setting the example of changing our ownership model. And so we are giving 10% of our business to our employees and 1% of our business to our community sustainability arm called Hold the Fort. Mm-hmm. And what we're saying is that everybody should share in the wealth of the hard work that they put in place. And I think that it makes not only for more engaged employees, but I think it's more equitable. And I think that companies need to rethink their strategy and their role within communities and their role within a business as a whole.
Sure. Coming back to your revolutionary movement, I'm calling it that.
Okay.
Because you certainly come across as a game changer and you want to shake things up in terms of creating an African identity. How are you reaching out to stakeholders in Africa? What is your plan? What is your strategy? Certainly there are capacity issues as well because we have to build talent in Africa right now. What are your thoughts around that?
So I think the first one is to be there, and show up and say we're open for business. And then we're saying that, yes, we know that there are many factors to this. We still want foreign direct investment into the creative economy of Africa. But what we're saying is that it needs to be more inclusive and we need to partner with people so that people are part of that journey as we go along. And I think that everybody has a role to play around that. And so we believe that, first of all, creating a consciousness around where money flows within our creative economy is the first step. I think too many people work within the creative economy without any understanding of the fact that they are working within we believe, an unjust and unequitable system where the money flows offshore and doesn't stay on within the African continent.
For more news on your city, do check out our playlist. That's all from me, Ray, and the rest of the Joburg Today crew. Have a lovely Friday.